numbers, or we'll come out here to the grass. So the area that we're talking about is right over here. We have a lot of kids at recess right now. But sometimes I will, even if it's like first or second grade, if we're working on like skipping, leaping, hopping, that kind of activity, sometimes I'll tell them, go to your number and all the way I want you to skip and then gallop the second half of the way or something like that. So that a big thing is focusing on learning and our content standards. So we want to make the most of our time because we only have 45 minutes at a time with students. So normally we'll go to numbers over here, and then while we're at numbers, each student is assigned a number. During the year, sometimes students get moved around a little bit so that they can have their own personal space and not be distracted by a friend that they want to be next to. We want to focus on making sure that they're able to listen and be engaged and hear the instructions so that they can have a successful activity. Often after our warm-up is done, let me back up one step and say that a lot of times with most of our classes we have group leaders, so that when we show up for warm-up, they just know that if it's their week and they're leaders that week, then as soon as they get to their numbers, they're going to start their warm-up. Like today we're doing punting, so our warm-up is we're all going to do kicks to warm up our legs. So if the leaders are there and facilitating that, that makes a big difference to make sure that we're spending a lot of time being engaged and active the whole time. And a word that we use for that in PE is MVPA, which stands for Moderate to Vigorous Physical Activity. And so when you look at a PE lesson, if they spend a lot of time being active, moving around, then that means that it's high MVPA, which is something that we're always looking for. After the warm-up, if they have a lap, then sometimes we'll do a lap that goes around this field that's in front of us. It goes behind the backstop and around the trees. Usually we try to keep the running to a minimum here at Paloma because we want to spend more time working on our skills for games and also our cooperative and the affective domain. So today we have a setup here on the field for a game that we call Battleship. It's a punting activity. You'll notice, hi guys, I'm doing a video. Hi, nice to see you. So we actually have 3 separate boxes out here. And you'll notice that it's about the right size for 30 students to be in each box. And that's because myself and my 2 assistants at this point, we may all sit in one group and do an instruction about punting, if that's what we're learning today. And then we're going to split off and go into groups. So there's enough room for one class to go there with one of my coaches and another class to go to that box over there with another coach, and then this will be my box. And so when they get here, we're going to immediately start. I'm going to be asking them about the critical elements for punting. Who remembers three from last time? Tell somebody next to you what the 3 critical elements are, and then we're going to start doing the punting activity right away. So that's just a little bit of an example. So out here on the grass, we have kids at recess time, so we really try to get them very good at listening. So we have some strategies like clapping and everybody here by me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, things like that. So I want to mention safety out here is really an issue because it's not just my students, but there's also kids at recess that we want to watch out for. So if we're running a lap or if we're even doing our punting activity, especially with the younger kids, we want to make them aware that they have a bubble around them. And that's their personal space, and we don't want to pop anybody else's bubble. And we've had pretty good success with that and a very small amount of problems with safety. So also, let's see, another thing, for behaviors, we have 3 rules for Panther PE that we abide by, which is be safe, try hard, and have fun. And with be safe, that could be anything from making sure that we use our equipment properly, to making sure that we're watching out for each other's personal space. And then try hard is important because they're starting to realize after a few weeks into the year that when we're all giving it a really good effort, it's not just to have exercise and be ready to listen and have good learning, but it actually makes it more fun for everybody to be able to enjoy the game and not just focus on your own fun, but everybody else's fun around you. So we actually make that a rule to have fun. So be safe, try hard, and have fun are our rules. And you can hear it quieting down because some of the kids have gone back to their numbers from recess. So we love it when we're out here at class and it quiets down a little bit, but the rest of the time we just work through, and the kids are really great. They really enjoy PE. It's one of their most fun times.
What about behaviors and rewards and consequences?
Yes, so rewards and consequences. We, for the last 2 months, we've given our trophy for Class of the Month, and the system that we use for that is based on points for safety, effort, and learning. So if a class is demonstrating that they're really using our critical elements in a skill, we want to be able to give them points for what they're learning, not just behaviors, but we notice that when they're focused on that the behaviors really come alongside with that. So we have trophy for Class of the Month, and each day each coach is keeping track of points that teams are getting, and when they have behaviors that aren't good, then sometimes they can lose a point. Some other consequences for individuals that we sometimes use are usually based on just friendly reminders first, because sometimes they just forget and they're excited to be at PE, so we just need to remind them of what the rule is. Another thing that I do that usually catches just about everything is I'll mention that I might need to call a parent and let them know how we're doing in PE time. That has been pretty effective. A third strategy that's been good is a reflection lap, where we'll take a student, I'll ask them about what happened, and then I'll have them walk or jog a lap, and then come back and find me, and when they come back they need to tell me how they're going to make it better next time. And that's been something that's been very good. So I think that's about it, but thanks for checking out Mr. Putnam's PE class, and see you next time.